Already starting off with Raydish on that orb that we know him for, and getting a few hits in as well, but Fakey going ahead and using the bow, which arguably I've been complaining about bow for so long, but no one's been playing it, but Fakey's here to show you all why this weapon is amazing, and getting a good string of anti-airs with that neutral light as well, but Raydish still manages to dominate the neutral.
Ooh, okay, Fakey manages to get just low enough there. The wall on Apocalypse helping out Fakey a little bit. That's something you can't do on something like Demon Island.
Yeah, definitely want to make sure that you use the stages to your advantage. I mean, Fakey almost tries to fake maybe a weapon swap here, and now we do have it. Looking for one more side lights air, and it'll probably be enough to get Fakey, but Fakey just trying to fight back, unarmed, ends up taking a side air, but no side light, so it wasn't enough damage to get the KO, and Fakey still getting these pot shots in while fighting this Scythe, and now this is pretty much as even as it comes. Fakey's done everything he needed to bring this back to the realm of possibility, but Radish does find the first KO.
Yeah, that KO was a little bit of a struggle for Radish, though. He was hitting side airs, but it was like the least optimal side air, sending him like as far in the opposite direction as you could possibly go. And it let Fakey get some decent shots in, like you said, and making this a little bit more doable for Fakey.
Yeah, and there we go. That recovery might be enough there. He has one more hit. The recovery isn't enough to KO off the top. And so Radish actually gets another chance to do some more damage, but Fakey immediately finds that D-Light on the bow to confirm into that recovery and get rid of that stock. So once again, even game. Fakey swinging back, though, get the damage a little bit more even. But Radish keeps swinging back. I feel like every time Fakey gets an inch, it's like Radish gets 2 inches. You know, it's like, it's not that much, but it adds up over time.
It's like 1 inch versus 3 millimeters. Like,
yeah.
Who actually knows? All right, side light thrown out from Fakey. We're not seeing any of those reads come out just yet from Fakey's side. I think he's still trying to warm it up a little bit against Radish.
Okay. Yep. I like that Fakey just kind of waits low enough on the wall, knows how far the sig goes, and then just comes up afterward, but still getting kind of clapped up by Radish right now. Oh, he tried to do that into the wall.
Yep. Tough get that wall bounce and get it straight down. All right, neutral light once again. He's launching Fakey, but he's not quite getting those KOs where you want him.
Yeah, can't seem to get the side lights air that gets the stock. You know, it's like raw air, and it doesn't hit hard enough. And then he has to edge guard Fakey for a while, and every time Fakey's coming back, he manages to hit him once or twice, and then the game keeps staying even when it feels like Radish should be in the lead. Radish just can't close out these edge guards. Gets him in the corner, has stage positioning, and then the raw air later on, I guess, is always going to be what does it. Hasn't really thrown out a whole lot of SIGs either. Just those down SIGs over the corner.
I give it a pass in the sense that he's not taking the okay.
I love that
sequence coming out from Radish. Ooh, went the other direction. I think he wanted to go a little bit further off stage before throwing that down SIG out. Recovery.
Oh, has a dodge. Nice.
Oh, good job from Fakey. No nair thrown out from Radish. Thought he was going to try to cover his head.
Yeah, might have been a good thing to throw out there, especially since there wasn't really much else you could do. You were out of resources. May as well put out a hitbox and see what happens. But Fakey's definitely happy about it and gets a nice little early string on that site to kind of even up the damage a bit. But Radish at this point looking for one Shoryuken or D-Light recovery, and it should be enough to close out the game. Could get cheeky and start that side stick as well. There's a lot of KO potential on Petra. Well, there it is.
Missed the Shoryu on that one. Backs away, gonna reset for an opportunity. He's just looking for that heavy hit side air, not gonna quite do it in the weapon toss whiffs, but Fakey doesn't have the movement there.
Okay. So it looks like in that final stock, Radish was kind of finally able to maintain the lead in a way that felt a bit more palatable, was really able to just close it out there. Every single stock, though, has not really been a oomph. I guess oomph packed.
Okay, yeah.
You know, it's he's not getting the bang and then the stock's gone. It's I cut you, and then I cut you again, and then I cut you again, and eventually you just kind of bleed out. It's kind of what's happening there. But it's working, and it seems like Fakey is having a tough time dealing with it. So hopefully going into the second game, we'll see if if Fakey can maintain advantage for longer periods of time, because overall I will say that did feel like Radish's game the entire time, just barely Radish's game.
Yeah. It is interesting. I think there's two ways that this game's going to swing, right? Either Radish is going to be able to get those gaps a little bit wider, or Fakey's going to do a lot better job staying on top of it and not letting those gaps build from Radish.
Let's see which one it's going to be here as we are on the Fortress of Lions this time around.
Ooh,
and Radish gets a nice oompful first stock. That's kind of what I was looking for, you know?
Yeah.
Do something that just like is commanding, sends a message, and that ground pound was it. And now Radish has an extremely sizable lead. Fakey really struggling to deal with this orb from Radish. And honestly, depending on the player, like Radish can be one of the worst people for you to run into in bracket because orb experience is really hard to find at this level. It's Radish, and that's kind of it. I mean, look at what he's doing. He's saucing him up.
What a read from
Sheesh.
Radish there. Good dodge from Fakey. Actually gets inside of that down sig, but Radish with another ground pound. He's starting to go out there. This is the first game he's throwing out those ground pounds, and both of them had led to the KOs instead of those down airs that weren't quite hitting.
And now this is where I start getting a little bit worried, honestly, just because now it's making me think, did Radish just get the download? Like, Fakey, are you done here, or can you answer back? This is where, like, the competitor's heart really needs to come out here, and that's a great way to get things started. A dodge can come in here.
Oh, there's the nair.
Line it up. Wow, that's what you were looking for, yeah, the last time. He needed to get that ground pound or bait out the nair, then get it, and Radish has an extra chance here to keep things going on the verge of three-stocking Fakey. Fakey can't seem to find an answer.
Okay, just throwing out the end sig, a classic from Radish. Giving some breathing room. Fakey staying out there, gets that recovery. Not going to get three-stocked by Radish.
Barely. We'll see if Fakey's able to do more here. Granted, that Scythe is definitely a weapon that can turn things around like that. I mean, even Munin as a character isn't one that we get to see much at this level, but despite that, Fakey, like, hasn't really been able to make super great use of the kit, I don't think, right? Like, uses the weapons individually great, but we haven't really seen much in terms of, like, the signature use that Munin has to offer.
Yeah, it's definitely like Fakey likes both weapons, not necessarily the character itself. Radish, though, cleaning it up. He's getting those oomphy hits that you were wanting. He's getting those big hits and really sending Fakey into the blast zone instead of just kind of like tossing him gently over there and letting him fall to it.
No, it felt like foreshadow. He got ground pounded twice, and then like the last stock just felt like super ground pound. You know, he's like, you think I'm a ground pound? Well, kind of. You know, it's the same move but different.
Yeah,
definitely hits a lot harder, I'll tell you that. Not exactly the cleanest start for Fakey, but Radish looking like a contender for sure as we hop into the potential final game of this set if Fakey can't figure something out. It's starting to look dire.
Yeah, things looking rough. No swaps on Fakey's side, though. I thought there was a moment maybe he'd bring out something different and just say, you know what, the Munin's not quite working. Didn't get to see the stats of Fakey, so I'm not sure which weapon, like, if you had to gut call which weapon was doing better for Fakey, which would you pick?
I think the Scythe actually got the highest amount of hits, so hopefully that ends up being true continually, maybe, or at least if he uses the bow, maybe he gets better use of it. But this is an opportunity. Nice. Oh, can't get the lead there on that one. That would have led to the stock. But Fakey still has advantage here. Keeping Radish in the corner. Radish swaps over to the orb. And we've already seen Fakey struggle to deal with this weapon, but at least for now, he's doing a decent job. Keeps pushing Radish into the corner. Can Radish get back to center? And it looks like the answer is yes. Fakey just kind of gives it up and swaps positioning, but manages to find the turnaround. Radish just kind of taking his time.
There's the first sig thrown out from Fakey. Ooh, Radish.
Nice try.
Yeah, was trying to catch Fakey there, but Fakey ended up getting past. Both of them in the red. Looking a little bit more even here in game number 3.
There's that patience yet again. Fakey maybe baiting that down sig now that he showed his hand once with it, but that down light will push Radish into the corner. Still not enough juice though. Another Sair maybe. Ooh,
Not quite enough there from Radish, but there's the Shoryu on stage. Taking down Fakey and gonna get his pick of weapons, but he's deep red. Fakey just get Haymaker.
Let's see. Oh,
this could be bad.
Careful, yeah. I'm glad that Fakey saved his recovery in that instance because that could have been hazardous.
Yeah.
But instead, you know, takes his time, patiently finds his way back to get the wall touch and then brings things back to even, and maybe even an opportunity to get a quick stock here. Now, he can't catch the landings from Radish very well. He's trying, it's just barely whiffing in a lot of situations.
All right, Radish gauntlets right now. Downlight. That was a recovery.
Dodge, though. Oh, no punish on the landing. Yeah, Fakey definitely wanted that. That would have led to so much damage. But now has to play a little bit more honestly. I don't know that Radish is going to give him a lot of opportunities like that.
Lets him get back onto the stage, though. Fakey. Oh, what was that read? GC sidelight while Radish was recovering?
Yeah, it seems like he's almost expecting Radish to dodge into him, but Radish just has no interest in doing that. What he does have interest in is whooping that Heine. 'Cause, you know, that was a pretty clean conversion that we just saw. You got spanked.
Yeah, the orb might as well be a paddle. It is doing some work right now. Nice downlight nair recovery coming out from Raydish. Another one.
Jeez.
Oh, Fakey avoids the recovery that time.
Come on now. It's looking real rough for Fakey here. Gets a reversal. Hasn't had the reads on these scenarios, though, and that's kind of been the biggest thing, right? Like, he gets one turnaround with the reverse active input nair and then tries to go for the KO. This could lead to a sequence here. The dodge will be on the table, and he can't get the punish. He can't close out the edge guards. It's the difference between, you know, winning and losing, and that down sig was immaculate, the first one that we've seen, but it might be a little too late. He's already in the red on his final stock on the last potential game of the set.
But this is that Scythe, is what you were trying to hint at earlier about how Scythe can really reverse some bad situations, but he's got to avoid getting hit by Radish right now.
Okay.
Oh,
He finally
got
gets the read. He finally dodges into him. But still can't get enough off of that. Great damage, though, but he has to go for another read effectively in order to win this game. And those reads do come with risk, right? He guesses wrong. Radish is going to KO him for it, so Fakey has to play perfectly.
He's doing a really good job. Took
No
the
punish.
last side air he could afford.
I do like that Fakey's willing to just go for these 2 hits that aren't guaranteed, right? Like, Radish could dodge here, but he's just betting that he's not going to.
Oh, Fakey bringing this one back, but the neutral light, and Radish going to close it out 3-0 over Fakey and continue on.
Yeah, that was kind of a tough one for Fakey, honestly. All 3 games. I mean, that last one definitely a bit closer. The first one as well, like, it wasn't it was last dog, but it wasn't close, you know? Like, he's hanging, but he's clearly...